Okay, here we go. Driving from the house, actually the shop, down to the highway. So you can see we had pretty good snow. Problem is the mud was just horrible. I was hoping the roads would freeze, but they didn't, so had a lot of mud to deal with and pushing through mud. Didn't work so hot. Had a pretty good pile of snow right here. Coming up onto the cattle guard and have pretty good Burma pile of snow on the right hand side where I've been pushing. And we're out on the road. Coming up, there's a pretty good drift of snow right here. I was able to bust through this with the snow plow. Made it through without too much problem. And on down the hill here, coming up on what we call the dip. There was a pretty good puddle of water forming on the dip here, and I used the skid steer and the ATV to move some of the snow away and make sure that we could get that water off the road. Pretty good piles of snow here. There was a really big snow drift right at the top of this hill. Slowed me down momentarily. Had to dig a little bit to get so I could back out and get a run at it, and then got on down to here, and this one's the one that gave me some real problems. Pretty good drift right here, and it just stayed deep, and I pushed all the way through to about right here, and it just got too deep and so much snow in front of me that I couldn't move, couldn't back up, so I dug and finally got out. Well, I was able to back up just a little bit and then lift the snow plow up and push through and made it down onto this road. And since I was going downhill, I was able to get some momentum going and able to continue pushing. Use the skid steer and front end loader on a tractor to clear out snow drifts on this portion of the road. As you can see, we've got pretty good berm of snow on both sides of the road here, and the road's not very wide. Just hope that we don't meet somebody coming up, because I'll be backing up all the way to the junction back up there. And we've got water running down the road right now, which is going to be a problem because it's going to make the road muddy, and then also have a chance to wash the road out. Coming up here on the right hand side is what I call Dan's Pond. It was bone dry before and pretty deep. It's deep enough now that it's starting to flow across the road, or at least down the road. I think once all this snow starts melting, we're going to have a real problem. As you can see, we had pretty big piles of snow up right here from using the skid steer and loader or tractor to pile up snow and push it out of the way. And then we're down on the flats, and this portion of the road usually is pretty good, even with the wind howls a lot and heavy snow. This portion doesn't seem to get nearly as much snow, just because it tends to get scoured by the wind and pushed off. So this portion seems to stay pretty good, and this is what we call the Red Rock portion of the road, and we hope to extend this all the way up to our house. It's probably the best portion of the road. This portion did get a little bit of snow drift, took a little bit to push through, and we're coming up on the highway here. And pretty good piles of snow, and we made it to the highway, so we're all good now. So that's the drive down to the highway. Talk to you later. Bye.